Good evening all, this is Darth Ravage 07 coming to you tonight with the very spoileristic review of episode 1 of chapter 2 Earthrise. Netflix presents War for Cybertron Netflix Earthrise, big long title. This is just episode 1. Here's your spoiler warning. If you continue to watch, you will be spoiled by everything going on in episode 1. Well, with that said and done, don't forget to visit the links down in my description there. Subscribe to my channel if you hadn't subscribed already. And I really do appreciate all those that have subscribed. And visit my other links, my Patreon, the whole 9 yards. As we go forward, I'm going to be building that stuff up and making it better and better, especially in 2021. I'm up to almost 150 subscribers before the end of 2020, which is a feat in itself, considering I had 0 earlier this year when I started. And really am having fun with this. All that said and done, let's get into the Earthrise Season 2, Episode 1. Right off bat, we're getting to see Elite E1 shine as leader of the Autobots, since Optimus is off planet or wherever he got to at the end of Season 1 there, and the Allspark's no longer with them. She's found Decepticons holding Decepticons prisoner, more or less the weaker, getting ready to be destroyed kind of thing, and you get to see her leadership skills be put to the test, and how she's dealing with that is really a big part of this first episode. And shortly after the title sequence, Megatron comes along and does one of many, it seems like, self-talk to try to figure out where he went wrong and lost Allspark, and he's wondering how Optimus, continually, does not seem to get damaged or hurt or die or anything like that. Anyway, he is in one of his many monologues there, kind of deep and dark in his own Batman voice. We'll get more to that here in a minute. Megatron has a lot of hatred for Prime at this point and blames him pretty much for Cybertron dying and being marooned on a dying world, kind of, as we go forward here. As he continues his self-monologue, you notice that it is not a self-monologue. He's actually talking to somebody, and it's just a wee bit creepy that who he's talking to is none other than Ultra Magnus is dead and decapitated, or his dead head, no pun intended. So, very dark this thing is with the opening with Megatron and the Decepticons and the Autobots and where they're. Now, if there's one bot in the whole Decepticon army that is above self-preservation, above everything else, beyond emotion, and if it's logical, it's this guy. And this guy really did shine in this first episode as he explains or tries to figure out, where we got to go to from here and convince Megatron to deactivate in one of the sectors. The one thing that's, I guess, left unanswered is why Megatron was so interested in this one sector. And the only thing I had, my own personal belief is that Sector 12 was where maybe Megatron arose from, and that's why he has some sort of tie to it. But I'll let you guys be the deciding judges there. The one card that Shockwave will play is the logical card as he keeps moving forward and talking to Megatron. Megatron still wants to pay a visit to Sector 12, at which this here is also a pretty legendary shot. Megatron in tank mode and actually transforms in front of everybody's eyes. One of the only times we ever see him transform from tank mode or run around tank mode, period. I'm trying to recall the rest of the episodes, or even this episode. I don't think he even does that again. So, but he's investigating Sector 12, seeing why Shockwave is so interested in taking it offline. He wants the answers for himself, and he finds his answers. Shockwave's constantly nagging and trying to find out what the results, if we're going to shut down Sector 12, whether or not it is, and Megatron finds out that they've fallen off their input by 92%, so it's just not even worth having that section anymore. So if Megatron finally gives Shockwave the answer he wants. What's really troubling is the side of Megatron that I've never seen before. These guys, these Decepticons that are running Sector 12, they are so loyal to him, and you find him troubled with the decision he has to finally ultimately make in order to keep Project Nemesis going forward. Once he's basically hearing everything that Shockwave's saying, and then they explain to him in person that 92% of the workforce is debilitated, then it's a pretty easy, clean-cut decision for Megatron and Project Nemesis. And yep, that's firework. And directly after he's seen enough, we have one of the other few transformation sequences where we see Jetfire transform and fight in the air. Pretty cool sequence in and of itself. Love that blade. Going to have to order one of those from Larkin at Larkin's Lair. Where Red Alert exclaims gladly, he's glad that one of our teammates can fly. Very, very awesome sequence here. I really do love the dynamic between Alita and her small band, which consists of, at this point, Chromia, Jetfire, and Red Alert. And Alita really does take on the Prime mantle with no Prime there. And they have a talk, discussing what else is going on around them, how they move forward, and where their loyalties lie when it comes right down into the line. Should we save Decepticons as well as Autobots, or should? And Alita, where she's just not sure and answering that question, she still thinks that we should give these guys a chance, and it comes into play toward the end of the episode here. As they move forward with Project Nemesis and harvesting the Sector 12 to power it along, Megatron acknowledges Shockwave. He envies his lack of emotion, and this is something I never did really think we'd ever see in a Megatron in any series, how he's really, really troubled, and he feels like he's failed Cybertron. And as you come along, watching this second part, you kind of see Megatron bringing all his forefront values to the table, and you see definitely Alita 1 doing the same thing later on in the episode. In this scene, we see how dark it is on Cybertron and how dire things are, that they're willing to sacrifice the lives of the own Decepticon brethren, and it would be nothing else to take an Autobot and do the same process too as we go forward here. And it's just really creepy footage showing you the skill of is what's necessary. This is the links that Megatron's willing to go to ensure Cybertron moves on as we keep going. Megatron continues to maintain that it is what he's forced to do because Optimus forces him to do this and what have you. So it's just really, really, like I said, dark times for both Autobot and Decepticon on Cybertron. Fast forward toward the end of the episode, we have the mercenary force going in on the Ark of Exhaust and a couple other, it was like Ramjet, the one I'm missing from. But Ramjet here has the Tetrajet wings of note, so we're just going to continue forward. There's Bug Bite and Dirge and I guess Ramjet Thrust. Yep, there's all of them. And they go inside of the Ark, and it looks like it's 1984, but they're in space floating along. And Double Dealer's found his bounty. This is how we found Optimus at the end of episode 1. Optimus is being confronted by Double Dealer, and he's offline totally. So that's how, like I said, the first episode ends. Very dark time indeed. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so down below. Comment below. Let me know what you think about the episode. Did you like the first episode or not? I just felt a little shortchanged in this episode. as all that build up going into, from the last season into this one. We had a lot of, back and forth between Megatron and Alita about what's to do, and this continues on into episode 2. Please sure to tune back in my episode 2 spoiler-ish review, and thanks again for watching. Until all are one, thanks again.